Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Epic Fail numero 136, and only 1 week late this time, because that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, I am Draven Dresden, and I should probably have prepared some kind of a witty intro, but the notes literally say witty intro. So here's your witty intro. I know. My guest is shaking her head at me because I'm a bad comedian. Which is why I don't do stand-up. But speaking of a guest, I have a guest. Sadly, Galva's not here. I know some of you were looking forward to it. Yes, I refer to Galva as an it, because we're not quite sure if he's human. There's your witty intro. Ba-dum-bum! Anyway, with me tonight is someone who is kind of fairly well known now, depending on what circles you're in. If you're anything to do with Frog Pants, Scott Johnson, that crew, you probably know her by her name in chat, which is WickenKitten. And she's still muted, and I don't think she. There we go.
Hi.
Hi. It's okay. We're called Epic Fail for a reason. These kind of mistakes happen. I'm glad you went along with the joke and intentionally kept yourself muted while you tried to say hi.
Hey, everybody. That's me.
How are you doing?
I am delightful. Having a wonderful weekend. How are you?
I've had an interesting week, but how has your week been? I want to know that first, because I got a story. And that'll take a few minutes.
Oh, jeez. Well, the week was looking bright. I mean, I had to work, and work is work. But yesterday I was off from work, and my cat went missing actually for about 17 hours. Yeah, and it got to the point where he's not the type to run away or be anywhere for very long. He's very needy. He makes lots of noise. Like, he's very scared. So he wouldn't just go anywhere. So I figured either he got out of the house or, he went somewhere to maybe pass away or something like that. And as soon as I tweeted it out, like, not even long after that, he just showed up out of nowhere meowing and wanting to pee. And I have no idea where he was for 17 hours. Like, I have no clue. And then, it wasn't really a great story, but...
And then he looked at you like, hey, I gotta go. I want you to feed me too. What's taking so long?
Nah. Well, there was food.
Yeah, because he's a cat. And you're like, yeah, and? From his perspective?
Well, I mean, I fed him and everything, but... Yeah, that wasn't a great story. But that was a story. And that's all you asked for. Oh. So the end.
Fair enough. Let's see. I'm going to go with the last 2 weeks because it's been 2 weeks since the show. I'm still doing the family help thing, relatives, surgery, all that fun stuff. So that's taking up a lot of my weekdays because I'm not needed on the weekends because they have people that are available on the weekends. So... I'm still helping out with the 7 newborn puppies. They are now 6 weeks old.
Puppies!
They're itty bitty. Any of you guys in some of the Discords I'm in have seen pictures of them? I didn't put them in all of them, obviously, because a lot of people won't care. So that's been fun. They enjoy the taste of my boots and the boot strings. So
those are tasty.
Hey, if you want to eat boot strings and all that, feel free, but It might be a little weird, and people get weird ideas if you try to eat my personal boot strings, especially while I'm wearing the boots.
Probably.
Yeah. Outside of that, I got my car fixed finally. So yay. Car's fixed. Boo. Car repair bill. 'Cause yeah. Wasn't cheap.
Cars never are.
Yeah. I am currently dog sitting for my parents again because they're on another cruise. Like every 6 months they go on one. So I'm currently in possession. They're right over there actually. Of I don't know what kind of dog the one is, but the other one's a pug. It looks exactly like the dog from Men in Black. So that's fun. But he just had surgery too, so it's a surgeries everywhere. And then the Valentine's Day event happened in WoW. And I will go more into detail with that later when we're talking about that. But I have a lot less runs to do now. And we're just going to leave it at that.
Suspense building!
I know! Ha 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 ha! Alright, so you are, I guess, Wicked. You haven't been... Do you want me to call you by your real name, or do you prefer Wicked? I know both.
Creeper. It doesn't really matter to me. I tell people to call me whatever makes them feel comfortable, frankly.
Alright, well, I've known you as Wicked.
It's so more than the two.
Yeah. Right, okay, so hey you,
Hey you.
Yeah, I will call you Wicked just because that's how I've known you. As a first-time guest, we do ask a few questions, or I ask a few questions since everyone else has abandoned me and all that.
Aww.
So, first question, how long have you been playing Blizzard games, in games in general, that kind of thing?
Let's see. Well, I grew up with two older brothers who they're like way older than me. So they were already gaming when I was a teeny tiny little kid. So we've had everything from, Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, just every iteration of game system. And they really wouldn't let me try too much, but I would sit behind them and watch them play, like Bases Loaded and, Super Mario Brothers and all that. And eventually when I would play, I wasn't really that great, so it wasn't. You play against your older brothers and you're going to lose, right? So, let's see. There is a huge gap somewhere along the way. Somewhere after the first PlayStation with Battle Arena Toshidrin or whatever that was called, and then man, I should have went back. Now I messed up my story. Look what you did. So back in the 80s,
here quietly. I didn't do nothing.
I should mention that my mother was the one that got all of us into gaming. Before I say all that, she brought home a computer when back in the 80s. And so I would have I don't even remember how to do it now because computers are way different, but there used to be just a prompt that would come up and I'd have to type a certain thing and I'd be able to play Dig Dug and, all those kinds of games and stuff. So she started it and the computer thing. Yeah, weird. Well, I was really little, so so my brothers went on and they would, they built computers, they played games, and I kind of stayed out of it. I think it was the whole girl thing, them not only being boys, but being so much older than me. Also an incident where I wanted a Game Boy and I wasn't given one for Christmas, and that ruined my whole life. So, yeah, no, I'm just joking. But, okay, so skipping back, dead air. So, okay, now I'm going to skip to... Whoops. That wasn't supposed to go off. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, whoever just messaged me, you jerk. So what was I saying?
Lack of Game Boy ruined your life.
Lack of Game Boy ruined my life. So skipping on later, because, you know, I got into other things. And I was introduced to TMS by my brother because he listened to Tom Merritt, who does all the tech stuff. My brother was like a big computer nerd, obviously, from...
So before you go on, for some of the listeners, they might not know what TMS is. What is TMS?
Okay, so TMS is it's the morning stream. It's a morning show that it's hosted by Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett. They created it, I'm thinking it's about 7-ish years ago. And it's basically just them. They still do it to this day. It's on the Frog Pants Network. And it's just like a regular morning show, but, you know, with those two crazy guys. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So I started listening to that show, and when I was very young, I've always wanted to get into radio and do voice work and things like that. The show became something that I really enjoyed listening to, and getting to know the community was something that, it kind of changed my life. So from getting to know them and getting to know all these people, they have, God, this is so weird. This is the longest story ever. I apologize, everyone listening. So anyway, so they have this thing called Nerdtacular, and after listening for a few years, I finally got the courage to go to Utah and, go to Nerdtacular. And what they have there is the panels for all the different shows. So Scott Johnson also does this other show called, maybe you've heard of it, it's called The Instance. And so I got to...
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. Funnily enough...
Is it, like, popular?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone watches it. Okay. But so whatchamacallit? So it was at the Instance panel. I got to see they played the cinematic for I think it was Warlords at the time, but I'd never seen anything like that before. I mean, never seen anything like that. It was beautiful, and it got me emotional, and just, I was walking out of there with those people just like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to play this game, you know? And just the stories that the people in the audience, because they would ask questions, because, Scott, he was able to get Chris Metzen and Russell Brower to be there. And of course, Randy Jordan, who does Film Sack with him. So there was like a plethora of like Blizzard people, and I had no idea who these people are, by the way, at this point. But just the stories were just like people, they would form guilds and become lifelong friends. And like, there was this one guy that was talking about like how he met this girl and they moved like across the country to be with one another. And I never knew like people made friends like that, you know? So anyway, so then like there's the Angry Chicken. Have you heard of that one? It's another podcast.
That's about a game called Battle Pets, right?
Yeah, Battle Pets. That's it.
No, wait, that's no, I don't know what that one is either.
Okay, so the Angry Chicken it's a Hearthstone podcast hosted by...
That explains why I didn't know.
Oh, shut up. It's hosted by, who is it? Jocelyn Moffat, Garrett Weinzierl, or I think I said that right, actually.
I think you did.
Willie Dills. And, yeah, so what was I doing? I did that. I messed up again. I'm sorry. So I was in in the panel watching it and downloading Hearthstone on my phone. This was the longest answer ever. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so basically that's when I started my my fascination with Blizzard. I made a bunch of friends there, and they were basically like, we're going to BlizzCon. I'm like, what's BlizzCon? And they explained it to me. I'm like, that sounds really cool. You know, I would like to go to that. So I went there, and you know, I learned more about the games and everything. And well, in between that time, I got a computer and I downloaded Warcraft, and I continued to play Hearthstone and was having a good time. And then I got into Heroes, and that was probably it for me. Like, that game, it just
clicked.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. And even after that, you know, Overwatch was coming out. I got really excited about Overwatch and waiting to be able to play it, watching all my friends stream it and play it. And when it finally came out, it didn't disappoint. It was an amazing game, and we played the stuff out of that game. And that whole summer was just it was great. I made even more friends through that, which, who makes friends playing a game, right? But I did.
Lots of people.
And yeah, shut up. I didn't know this. Yeah. So then after my brief rendezvous with Overwatch, that's when I really seriously got into Heroes. I really liked the game, but it was really hard. It is really hard. And so I really threw myself into trying to get better and trying to learn stuff, and that's when I whatchamacallit? That's when I
Is that when you started streaming it?
Actually, not yet. No, that came later. I made this story way too long. I apologize. You start saying things now.
You're fine. I was letting you answer. They hear me talk all the time.
I know.
Usually I get can someone shut this guy up?
I'm just not used to telling the story like straight out like that, so it's kind of I keep missing my points.
You're doing
but yeah,
fine.
once I latched on, you know, because I played Warcraft for a bit, and I'm currently unsubbed.
Okay, well,
but
I have to ask, because it was brought up in chat earlier. Did you roll Alliance or Horde? Both? Which did you prefer?
Oh, people asked?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had a couple people asking.
So, okay. You gotta understand, chat, that the people that I met at Nerdtacular, they were CTR folk. You know, it was you know, Jayonce and Jules and Mark Honan and them, and they were CTR. So I rolled an Alliance. I don't know if you've ever seen my little icon, but it's a little Worgen Warlock. That's, well, I guess you know it's Worgen, but not a Warlock. But that's my Worgen Warlock, Silver Wicked, and I had plans for her. But like I said, like when I started this game, I didn't know there was like a difference. I didn't know what was between, you know, I didn't know the lore at all. Not that I'm an expert now, not even close. But when I went to BlizzCon, that is when I met the AIE folk, and that is when I created my my Horde character. I have a crap. I just forgot the pretty one, the one that everyone makes, the Blood Elf rogue. That sounds really.
I have a serious question about this since you brought up Blood Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a male blood elf or a female blood elf? And there is a correct answer here.
Female.
Okay. How would you tell the difference? It's an ongoing blood elf joke. There are no male blood elves.
Oh. Oh, I did not know that. I knew most people went for the female one, but...
Yeah, it's just an ongoing Warcraft joke. There is no such thing as a male blood elf.
Yes,
so... they're all too pretty.
I made the... I really do like my Worgen Warlock. I like Worgen. I'm sorry, like... I feel more attached to the Horde side for whatever reason, but I love the Worgen. I also made a Pandoran monk. With the help of Azeroth Roundtable, we named him. And that was Pandamunkium. Which I think is the cutest name ever. In any case.
I don't know. I think my Nightborn name might have that one topped.
Oh, jeez.
We'll talk about that later, too.
So, I apologize for this being a long rambling story. But yeah, that was me.
Yay.
So like, I give much respect to everybody, you know, vanilla WoW players and everyone who's been playing since before Blizzard even began, apparently. And I'm just like this little baby, Warlord's baby, which I shouldn't really admit, but it is what it is.
You know who Cuddles is, right?
Oh, actually, I met Cuddles at that first BlizzCon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had just started the game, and so did I.
He's a Warlord's baby, too. So, it's fine. People start whenever. I know someone that literally started this expansion. And they started playing the game in Legion, and they were like, I have no idea what's going on, but this game is so much fun. I mean, yeah, there's people who, you know, alpha, and they're all in vanilla and classic, or whatever you want to call it. And they were like, I've been playing blah, blah, blah. And you get this other person, well, I just started, so... And I'm like, that's great! Are you having fun? That's all that matters. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter when you started.
That's true. I just, I feel at a loss compared to other players. I feel I don't have as much background in it, because there are people that not only have they been playing this for a long time, but they grew up playing like every single game, and I just didn't have that experience. So like I don't have the muscle memory. So I go into Heroes and I feel like I had to learn from the beginning, like everything from the beginning, like the muscle memory, the terminology, just everything. And it's really hard, especially when you're older, you know, like when you're like, you know, 12, 15, 20 even, stuff comes a lot easier.
Some of it. But to be fair, since you mentioned Heroes multiple times, Heroes was my first MOBA that I put more than, I would say, 2 hours in. Well, I'll go as high as 5 hours, because League of Legends games do go long, and I've only played it a few times. So when I started with Heroes, I had almost maybe 3 League of Legends games total played ever. So I was almost completely fresh to everything to do with MOBAs. The only thing I knew about Heroes was, oh look, Warcraft characters, Starcraft characters, Diablo characters. I don't know who these little Vikings are, but they look cool too.
Vikings.
Yeah, I never played Lost Vikings or Blackstone or Rock and Roll Racing. I never had those. Diablo 1 was my first Blizzard game ever. And then, you know, Starcraft and the Warcraft RPGs. I never played them until after I played WoW. So, you know. But as for you coming in at a disadvantage or whatever, honestly, the only disadvantage I've already told you during your stream was your just knowledge of your spec, knowledge of the rotation, and boss mechanics. Outside of that, the game pretty much does its thing. It tells you where to go. So.
I feel, see, maybe that's why I got a little more attached to heroes, because with Warcraft, I always felt like there were so many things that I could be doing, and I just didn't know where it wanted me to go. And I don't know. I think I'm just the kind of personality that wants more of a roadmap than, like.
It's fine.
It was hard. Yeah. I remember. Are you gonna ask me another question now?
No, go ahead. I have a couple other questions that I have on my screen that you can't see. And then the one that
Secret questions?
I have a few secret questions that I didn't share, and the one question that I did share because it's tradition.
Okay. All right. Maybe I should let you ask another question then. Go ahead.
No, it was fine. You could have kept going. One question that I had a couple people message me whenever I mentioned to them, and you mentioned to them that you were going to be on the show. Out of all the heroes in Heroes, which 3 are your favorites?
Oh, jeez.
Or just your actual favorite.
Let me see. I've got to go with Sylvanas. She was my first. She's just great. Like, she was great from the beginning. She's great now. Like, she's just a great hero. And learning about her lore is something that I want to learn more. Obviously, I know a bit now, but she's just very interesting. Not the, like, Jaina. Like, no offense to anyone who likes Jaina, I'm sorry. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just something, I guess maybe, I'm wicked for a reason. But, let's see. Right now I guess I'm really into Greymane in Heroes. He is a complete change for me because he's the kind of character that, like, dives in and rips people apart. And I was never the kind of person who would like that. I'm more like stand back and be like, hey, die. And Greymane was more like, rah, like, oh my God, just like so great. And you think I would have played him before because I was a Worgen Warlock in general. Well, in WoW. But I found him later, and I'm gonna say the one that everyone expects me, and that's Lunara. And that's because everyone makes fun of me for playing Lunara. I did not pick her up right away when she came out. When she came out, she's paper thin, she's hard to maneuver, I couldn't figure her out. But the one thing I did know how to do with her is die by her hand, or her spear, as it were. And she would kill me, and she would kill me with surprise, and she'd kill me like after I'd run away and the poison is just still seeping into me, and it used to just piss me off. And I figured, you know what, I gotta learn how to play this character. So I took her in, and I really got the hang of her, and I feel incredibly confident on her, which is why I play her so much. Because sometimes you just want to go in and play that character that you play really well, You don't want to learn a new character today. You just want to, go in and win the game. So, there you go.
Yeah,
3.
I have a few characters like that. I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to have to try. I'm going to go ahead and pick Li Ming or Chromie or, some other character that I'm like, I know how to play this character fairly well. So.
Are you like the mages?
Those are the 2 mages I like. I don't really care for Jaina. I can
Me
play
neither.
her, but I will only use the Dreadlord skin, so it's funny to me. Kael'thas, I don't really care for.
He's so annoying to me. I don't know why. Like, he's good to have on your team, that fireball and all that, because you don't want that on the opposite team.
What they're doing.
I've played with Bo Schwartz, so he knew what he was doing.
Well, yeah, he knows what he's doing. But a lot of the times, people don't know how to play him, so. Kel'Thuzad I've played. Like, I've played a lot of the different mages and stuff like that. It's just, some of them I'm just better at.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. It was just one of those things.
Sometimes I get the giggles.
Yeah. So, for our chat room and anyone listening, for whatever reason, she's nervous to be on a show called Epic Fail. I was telling her, don't be nervous. It's fine. It's not. There's no issue. You're good.
Hey, everybody! It's my first time, so give me a little, room.
You're fine. I got a couple other questions I'll ask throughout the show. Just either because you say something and it reminds me of a question, but I do have to ask the traditional question, the one that I let you prep for. Your biggest in-game epic fail. By epic fail, something that you did that was so stupid it was funny. As an example, with Warcraft, I had a warrior tank on my raid team who did his little charge maneuver, which is running at the boss, and forgot that the boss was actually like a little bit off the edge. So he ran at the boss, and the charge just kept him going, and he ran off the edge and died as a pull on a raid boss. Things like that. My own personal biggest epic fail was when I first started the game. I rolled an orc something or other. I don't remember what the class was. And I managed to get out of this little starting zone and into the Barrens, which was like level 20 something or whatever at the time. I aggroed what seemed like the entire zone, and I couldn't retrieve my body, so I almost quit the game because I couldn't do anything. I was like, just something goofy that'd be funny.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is actually funny, but I remember tweeting about this back, towards the beginning. I kind of died in a mountain. I'm not really sure how to explain that. Basically, I like to wander off and to see how things were because, like I said, not being in games, I wasn't sure like where I could walk, what hills, stopped me from going. Like I wasn't visually getting it. So it must have been somewhere outside Gilneas or something like that. And there were these mountains, and I was just walking around and playing with them, and I dropped down into like a hole in the mountain, and I got stuck. Yeah, I had no option but to, I think I jumped and killed myself. I don't remember what exactly I had to do to get out of that. It just felt really, really dumb being stuck in the side of a mountain. I remember tweeting about it too. Just, who gets stuck in a mountain? Like, who does that? How did they make the game so that I could get stuck in a mountain? So, that was pretty bad.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, there's this really, really tall tree that is possibly going to burn down for the next expansion. And it's the Night Elf starting zone. And you can jump off of it. And when you do that, you fall. And fall. And fall. And fall. And fall. So much so that I play a paladin. They have a bubble ability, which is basically, I'm immune to all damage. Screw you, I'm going to live. I fell, not knowing how far down it was. I hit my bubble a good 10, 15 seconds after I jumped, thinking, well, I should be getting close to the ground by now. The bubble lasts for about 8 seconds. I was still falling when it wore off. It was like a 30-second drop. I'm just glad the game doesn't have in-game splat mechanics where your character would literally yeah, goodbye. So
there was that one with the mountain. There was also the time that I couldn't get to my body because I died somewhere up in the air where there was a portal, like you took a portal to a platform thing, and that's where I died. And once you're dead, you can't take the portal. And I'm standing there like, I just walked all this way around the mountain so I didn't fall through it again. And I had a really bad time. I'm just going to say, like, when I first started, not knowing anyone, not having a guild, not, it was really hard.
Yeah. It sounded like you got really unlucky and found one of those spots that there is no getting back to. Like, if you unlock flying, you can AFK while you're flying and fly off the side of the continent. And eventually you'll get out to the water that you start taking damage. And because you're flying, you're moving faster. But when you're dead, you're not flying. So you can't get back to your body if you die way out there. I know people that have had that happen. It's happened to me more than once. So, stuff like that happens. And getting a 900 gold repair bill because I'm such a freaking hoarder with my bags, it was not fun. Because, rezzing off the spirit healer costs a lot of gold.
There were things that I really liked about WoW. And they were the things that I don't think most people like about the game. But I liked flying. Well, I never actually flew, but when you're able to take I just liked the feeling. I liked flying really far. I liked seeing the land, and it was just so beautiful. And I also liked swimming. I really liked swimming.
Okay.
You know what? I remembered that wasn't... Wait a minute. My first character wasn't the Worgen Warlock. I forgot about that. It was the Draenei Shaman. But I made her on a realm that I don't know anyone on because I didn't know what I was doing. So she's still there. I feel kind of bad sometimes.
My main paladin that I've been playing since Burning Crusade now was technically my 4th character ever made. Maybe 5th. I don't remember. But I kept leveling. I was leveling up for a friend. I kept getting to their level, which was around 60-ish. And then they still weren't around. So I'd level another one, being like, well, okay, I don't want to out-level them. And then finally I got to my paladin, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to level this all the way up. And that's what I did. It's been my main since. But we should probably talk about some kind of news, because that's technically what the show is kind of a newsy show. It's kind of like The Instance, but not as funny. And there's no Scott Johnson.
Or is there?
Maybe the blank box below me is Scott Johnson in the dark.
Below me. I'm sorry.
Phrasing. Anyway, something that I completely missed until I saw it posted was Blizzard has had its quarterly earnings call. So yeah, that was fun. It covered mostly Overwatch stuff, because apparently that's what's the big money maker at the moment, which is weird with pre-orders for Battle of Azeroth.
You don't say.
I know, it's weird. It's like there's this weird professional league for it. It's all weird setup and all that.
That's getting all the promotion dollars and everything.
I know. Hey,
my God.
Hey, Blizzard, it wouldn't take all that much to add an HGC icon to the Battle.net app, by the way. Just saying.
Hashtag HGC.
Yeah. But anyway, shockingly, Blizzard is expected to make more money in 2018 than 2017. I know, it's a shock.
More money, you say?
I know. Now let's see. Active users. 385 million this last quarter of active users in any of their games. 385 million people. Good lord.
That's a lot of nerds.
That's quite a few. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is, but compared it to the previous quarter, which is 384 million people, it's only up by 1 million. So it's
Only
going
1
up.
million.
It's only 1 million more. I mean, I know lots of profitable games that have less than 1 million players total, and Blizzard just had 385 million.
That's why they're Blizzard.
Yeah, they do just a wee little bit of stuff. I'm actually reading these now, guys, so that's why it's taking me a little while. I'm like, which ones do I actually want to say? Because some of these, like, I don't know what MAU stands for. I probably should have looked that up. But it's epic fail. I can get away with crap.
Is that how this works?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Inaugural season Overwatch League started on January 10th with 12 world-class teams, blah, blah, blah. Multiple levels of sponsorship and etc. and so forth. We reached more than 10 million unique viewers.
Unique?
I know. With an average audience of more than 280,000 on a per-minute basis. So that's quite a few people watching the Overwatch League. 10 million unique viewers with an average of over 280,000 per minute.
That is a ton of people watching Overwatch. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You have no idea, like, how this game has reached out. Like, it's not just Blizzard people anymore. It has reached the regular gamer person. So, I see people with Overwatch hats and Overwatch sweatshirts when I go places, and it's not even like they're Blizzard people. That sounds kind of, I don't know.
They're
I can't think of a
Overwatch
word
League
that's like
people.
racist, but yeah, but like they're coming from other games, like other first-person shooters, and they're not like, people. Like, I feel like everyone I've met that plays WoW and plays Heroes and plays Hearthstone, they're like under this umbrella of Blizzard. And now, there are those people in Overwatch, but there's also, this new demographic that's coming in, which is, fusing together and making this giant Overwatch.
So
yeah,
what you're saying
I'm slightly
is,
racist, sorry.
What you're saying is it's the sports ball people.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but because it's not even necessarily the Overwatch League, but like it's reaching. I would have never seen
all of Blizzard games here. Overwatch is over here, but it's still a Blizzard game. It's just, for whatever reason, there's a disconnect that people don't see it as nerd.
Ask me how many Warcraft hats or shirts I've ever seen people wearing anywhere. How many Heroes, Hearthstone, like never. It's
outside of like
Overwatch
places like BlizzCon, you don't really see it. I actually was coming home from BlizzCon that year I went, and I actually met Wicked that year. Briefly, but still. I had an Overwatch backpack, and someone was like, "Oh, Overwatch!" They didn't even know about BlizzCon or anything like that. They were just like, "Overwatch!" That's all they knew.
That is a word I'm going to say.
Yeah. So it was just one of those weird things. Overwatch it doesn't have the weird nerd connotation attached to it. So, yay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Overwatch, according to the earnings call, the league has met and exceeded expectations. So they weren't expecting as many people watching it as they have gotten. Which is crazy. I would have thought they were hoping for more people.
Which it makes a good point also that Overwatch is the first Blizzard game to also be on console as well as PC.
Yeah, but
that
PC
also adds
better.
Well, yeah, but now you're adding in those people.
Yeah, you could watch it through PlayStation and Xbox, I suppose.
When you add in when you add in those people, that demographic, then you add in the viewers as well, because they're playing the game and now they want to watch the game. I want people to watch HGC.
I know, it would be nice.
Sorry, I'm very angry about this.
I'm guilty of
Very
not.
angry.
I'm guilty of not watching it nearly as much as I used to, but
At least you have it on. Like, nobody knows you're not watching it.
yeah, I have the tab open. It's muted, but I have it open.
Everybody watching this, I want you to leave your tabs open.
Yeah,
leave them open.
Just right-click the tab, mute tab, and keep us here. Everything will be fine.
Just mute the show.
No, don't mute the show. Mute the league and HGC. Leave them open so they still get the viewer count and stay here with us.
I said the wrong thing, didn't I? Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ruined the show.
Oh, well,
It's almost as if I failed epically.
I see what you did there. You know what else is an epic fail? I don't know if this is actually going to be an epic fail. StarCraft. It's not an epic fail at all. It's actually fairly popular, but it's doing a comic book.
Woo!
Or comic book series. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Why? The game's popularity is waning. It's getting old at this point, so it makes sense. And
Needs a cane.
It's yelling at Overwatch to get off its lawn. If there's any artists out there, I don't care if it's a crap picture. Just someone make a picture of someone from StarCraft. Get off my lawn at an Overwatch character. That'd be great.
Oh my god, is StarCraft the oldest game? No, it's not, right?
Out of all ones that are current, like StarCraft 2, Diablo 3, Warcraft, etc., StarCraft is the oldest one without having been updated with like an expansion or something like that.
Yeah. The thing that gets me excited about this is that it's Dark Horse Comics doing it, though. So that part I might actually take a look.
It looks like it'll be interesting. I just don't understand why they're doing it now is the thing.
And I don't play StarCraft at all. Like, I tried to watch it one time, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. This looks like the map from Heroes. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, technically. Actually. Sorry. I had to throw that in there because someone was like, any time you start with, well, actually.
That was going to be the name of a podcast I was creating, actually. It was going to be like, well, actually. Yeah, and then you adjust your glasses.
StarCraft came first, and Heroes borrowed it. But yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I was doing the other podcast I'm on, Heroes Never Die. It's an Overwatch podcast. And we were talking about female gamers at one point this last week. And there's a female gamer going to be joining one of the Overwatch League teams, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a female!" All that fun stuff. I was like, "Well, there's female pro gamers all the time. There's one in StarCraft that's actually doing fairly well. Her name is Scarlet. She's from Canada. It's not the Scarlet that used to be on the show, and can come back whenever her schedule allows. But she just won a tournament over in Korea where the Olympics are going on." Like, she won that tournament that they had ended just before the Olympics started. So, she's doing fairly well for herself. It might be the year of red.
We're in a time that I wish we could go forward a little bit longer, where it's not a surprise that females are in the gaming industry or, being, what do you call it, pros. But that's not the world we live in yet. We still live in a world where women get paid less than men. Women are looked on in a certain kind of way, and it is somewhat of an accomplishment, I guess.
Yeah, the closest thing I compared it to was professional baseball and Jackie Robinson. It has the potential of being that kind of an impact for esports with the female in whose name, I'm sorry, escapes me, but I don't know hardly any of the Overwatch people's names. I know the team names, but the players I haven't really kept up on. So I apologize for not knowing her name. I'm terrible.
Yeah, completely awful.
I know, I'm just horrible.
That poor woman.
I don't know most of the guys' names either, so it's fine. I know Flower, who's not old. Well, he's old enough now, so he'll be in whenever it starts back up after today. But beyond that, I don't know really any names. So, yay, girls play games too. Some of them are really good. Some of them are really good, like pro level. So,
Not me.
Be nice to them, because they might kick the crap out of you in the game you're playing and be like,
I mean, does it really matter if it's a woman or a man that beats the crap out of you?
In terms of a game, I have never cared if it's a guy or a girl on the other side. It's a person.
Exactly. That's the best part about playing games. Nobody knows who I am.
Well, I know who you are.
Creeper.
No.
No, you don't.
You're streaming it, so of course I know which one you are. And then you keep bothering me. Hey, you want to play a game? I'm like, no, I got show notes to write. I know, terrible.
Heaven forbid.
I know.
Mm.
So, earlier, your story involved Hearthstone. Are you still playing that at all, or?
Yeah. Actually, that is the game that I have played also pretty continuously since I started. I'm not what you would call anywhere near serious, but I do play ranked. I try to get to 20 to get, the card back every month like you do, just to see where I get. I've only recently started even looking up different kinds of decks. I would normally just put them together myself, but since the meta's changed and I had to redo all of my decks, it's been interesting figuring out stuff and seeing how things work together. Yeah, right now I've got a modified Warlock. I call it modified because I cannot afford that cube lock thing that everyone's all the rage about. But it does fairly well. Like, it gets me to 20 or 19. I got to 17 last month, so that was woo. It's a really great game, though. If I had the money to invest in it, I'd be a lot better. I'm bad at math. That's the only thing. But I like the, when you figure that thing out the right way to just put the cards. It's like your rotation, but in a card game. You get what I'm saying? It's like Shadow Bolt.
Lightning Bolt.
No, the only thing I remember from being a Warlock was that I would always throw out my Shadow Bolt first, because by the time it, charged up and then went, I could be hitting something else. Because it took so long to get there, I never wanted to do it anywhere else in the, I guess you would call it the rotation, right?
Yeah. Well, I brought up Hearthstone for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, they're doing this quest kind of thing. They're on a Dungeons and Dragons type kick. Here's a quest, which they've had daily quests and all that forever, but starting 9 a.m. February 1st, so more than a week ago, up to 9 p.m. and these are all Pacific time, so that's 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. or 12 p.m. 12 a.m. On Valentine's Day, actually. If you do the dailies, which you have to play against people and not like the dungeon run or anything like that, or even the brawl, that doesn't count either. You complete a daily quest, you get an entry. You complete 3 daily quests, you get 3 entries. If you complete 3,000 daily quests, you cheated for starters, because There's no way you could have done that. But you get an entry for every daily quest in Hearthstone that you've completed. The grand prize. I've actually started playing not the dungeon run because of this grand prize. The grand prize is 3,000 Hearthstone card packs. 1,000 from each expansion during Year of the Mammoth. So Ungoro, Frozen Throne, and Kobold's the newest. 1,000 packs from each. That's a pretty good incentive for anyone who's playing Hearthstone to... Oh, that would be great for me to have, because then I could probably get every card from those expansions. But wait, there's more.
Tell us what else we're getting, Sam.
My name's not Sam.
Bill?
Nope.
Henry?
Nope.
You know what? I'm going to keep guessing until the end of time.
Yeah, you will, because I'm not going to tell you. My answer will be nope no matter what you say. But none of those are right anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know
I'm going to say no anyway, but none of those were right.
Exactly. You know how Blizzard, for like the 1 year anniversary and the 5 year anniversary and stuff like that, they give the props and stuff like the sword, the shield, the helmet, and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're giving out one of the helmets. And I believe that's a 20-year... That's the 20-year gift they give out. That's the big one. Like, only 3 people have them, I think, or something like that. But it's the Lich King helmet.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, I want that. So I've been playing not just dungeons lately, just because I want to clear my daily quests out again.
I've gotten really hard quests lately. Maybe that's part of it, because I got, like, win 7 games and anything. I'm like, 7 games? Are you out of your freaking mind?
Yeah.
That takes me forever.
Yeah, some of the quests are fun. Like, I have a spectator one. That's easy. I just gotta wait till someone's playing, and I'll be like, okay.
Stock.
Pretty much.
I have to battle somebody. What do you call it?
A friend.
You know, battle a friend. Exactly. I have that one.
That's easy too.
So the one that's like... I have like a combos one, but I don't have any decks with combos in them, so it's just like... It's at 5 of 10.
Yeah, it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
I have... My one quest I have now is I have to play 30 Murlocs.
Oh, you know what I do and stuff like that? I make up decks for quests. That sounds really cheesy, and it is.
Yeah. That's what you do,
But
though.
if it's something like, play 30 battle cries, I'm like, an entire deck of battle cries.
Yep. And if the 3,000 card packs and the Lich King helmet wasn't enough, there's still 2 more prizes for this grand prize that they're doing. There's an apparel gift pack. When the try this t-shirt, a ball cap, and a pin. It's just a little thing, but it's, you know, it is what it is. And then you get some cash. $1,200.
How much cash?
It's only like $1,200. It's not much.
What do you mean it's not much? That's like a
new computer.
That's like a year's pay.
Yeah, not a top-of-the-line computer, but, you know, it's a new computer. And if that's a year's pay, then...
you need a new job.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still take the $1,200 at this point, but...
And what if you don't win all those gifts? What will you get?
Well,
will you get anything?
You could. 1,000 players get 10 packs from each expansion released, and 50,000 players get 1 pack from each. So you have a decent chance of winning something. Just, you know, but again, for every daily you complete, it's an entry into this. So in my case...
So complete your dailies.
Yeah, so complete your dailies. In my case, I've completed, I think, 3 of my dailies, just because I forgot. So I have 3 entries, and I'm going to laugh my head off if I win. I'm like, ha ha ha. Because it'll be funny. And everyone's going to hate me, but it'll be okay, because I'll have a Lich King helmet. And $1,200 to be like, you can go away now. Peasant. No, I'm kidding. I know.
That got mean. I liked it.
It did. Yeah. Okay, so moving on from Hearthstone, because, you know, that's really the news right now for Hearthstone. The game Wicked likes the most is Heroes, of course. What happened recently in Heroes that got you all excited? I know you're like, I love this particular character.
They brought Maya Shadow Song to the Nexus. I had no idea who that was, by the way, because I'm not into lore, but I know a lot of lore people, lore nerds, I like to call them.
Now, this is the person that looks like they're wearing a shower curtain, right?
This is what Scott says. I think she looks fantastic. I know there are old photos. I've never seen this. I didn't play I didn't play those old expansions, so, I didn't know who she was. She looks fantastic in this game. She looks like friggin' phenomenal. She looks so cool and tough, and just, even though I don't like her helmet, because it's actually, because I like Lunara, there's a Warden skin for Lunara that has the same kind of like headpiece, and I never really particularly cared for that headpiece. So she looks, I don't know, she pulls it off a little bit better than Lunara does. But,
Maya had hers custom made.
Sorry. Oh, man. Yep.
It's okay, you can laugh at my bad jokes. I won't hold that against you.
No, I won't. I refuse.
Anyway. So yeah, Maiev is out. She's a little squishy, but she can hit like a truck.
Have you played her?
Mm-hmm. I'm at like level 3 on her. It's not for me. She's not a character that I'm particularly like. I wanted to play her enough that I could be able to play against her, but beyond that, I'm gonna get her to about 5, and then or 6, or right around there, and then I'll probably I'll play her whenever I run out of other characters to level. But everyone's like, you like Lunara. I can't stand Lunara to play. I mean, I'm fine with playing against her because I like watching the deer just fly.
She's not without her faults, but I really like her. And I know you were saying she's squishy, but they actually I think they decreased her health. They nerfed her a little bit because she was too strong. So, but even so, she still has a 55% win rate, and that's saying something. She's a high skill cap, which means I suck at her right now, but I'm getting much, much better. It's the whole Sylvanas thing, just like the way that I like Sylvanas. She has the haunting wave. You shoot out the little wave, and then it teleports you to the location where the wave was going. So Maiev has got the what is it called?
I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty
Spirit
much
of
the
Vengeance.
same thing.
Yeah, Spirit of Vengeance, but it's like she throws out the thing, and it returns to her. So once she throws it out, she can go to the location it stops at, or any location within. But it also causes damage as it's going through the people, which is really great when someone's running away from you and you just hit that Spirit of Vengeance at them, and it's just, you don't even have to go to them, it just kills them. Bam. You wanted to run. Yeah. That's an amazing thing.
She does have some really great voice lines, which in Heroes is kind of like saying, here's this thing that no one really cares about, but here's some good ones anyway.
Whoops.
So, but with Maiev came the Lunar Festival.
Yay! Not really.
There's a couple decent skins in it, but nothing, for me, nothing that's like, oh my god, I must have. So
everybody is crazy about the Zul'jin skins. They think that those are the
he looks like a demon type.
The hotness.
I mean, it looks cool. I don't play Zul'jin, so well, I should rephrase that. I don't play Zul'jin. Like, I'll play it against AI because I suck at him, and usually I play AI to like for my first couple games just for load times, because for whatever reason Heroes has this weird thing. My first game or two will have really long load times, and I just minimize how many people I have to make deal with that, and then after that it loads fine. So I'll play if it's like going through the quest, like, just put it on AI, put it on easy, play whoever. I'll pick Zul'jin because I can kick the crap out of every single AI on there, but they're easy. You can do that with anybody. But yeah, this Zul'jin, I can see why people like it. He looks like a demon, and the Chinese New Year is all about fighting the demons, I think.
I will say that the Lunar Guardian is creepy as... It's really creepy. Have you looked at this thing? Are you looking at this thing?
The Lunar Guardian. Is that the pet?
Yeah.
Or the mount?
Or no, the mount.
The mount?
Yeah,
it's
the mount.
The puppy?
Wrong game. Yeah. The weird puppy.
I don't
that's
see it as creepy.
It creeps me out.
So here's a little side story about Wicked Streams Heroes, as we've mentioned multiple times at this point. She unlocked the little player icon with the little puppy like licking the screen, and she's like, "That is so creepy." Like, that's not creepy. That's just him. The little puppy wanting to give you virtual kisses because it's licking the screen. That's how dogs give you quote unquote kisses. And she broke for like 30 seconds when she read that. It was so funny. I don't see it as creepy. I honestly don't.
And few of my friends actually like it. They think it's cute because they like puppies, and I'm just looking at it like, I don't know what it is, but I don't trust it. I think it's the eyes. The eyes are too human for a dog, and it's weird. Why did they give it human eyes? It's like it's a person trapped in a dog's body.
How do you know it's not a person trapped in a dog's body? You don't know the lore behind it.
Oh my god. But all I'm saying is it brought back the nightmares of Facey, and I can't deal. Everybody knows who Facey is, right? Did everyone call her that?
I think we called it something else here just because it was funny. But yeah, it's Facey. It's the Warcraft mount with the multiple faces. And yeah.
So creepy. And then Ben telling the story of how that is a bunch of babies or whatever on Azeroth Roundtable is just so, like, he ruined my whole night.
Some of them are, but not all of them. So it's a little not as bad.
Hey, Warcraft pets now with less babies.
Yay! But yeah, anyway, Lunar Festival is fun. There's a new brawl, which is unique. The best way to describe it for Blizzard audiences would be rock and roll racing. The best way to describe it to anyone else would be Mario Kart.
Woo!
That's the brawl. You got little turbo boosts, and you got, cards that'll be power-ups, and you have missiles and bombs and bananas and immunity stars and all that fun stuff. And driving it is weird because you literally just point your mouse and it goes to where your mouse is, no matter what's going on. Unless you're on a boost, then it just follows the boost and then it'll follow your mouse. So it takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's not bad.
You watched me try it last night.
Yes, I hadn't seen it yet, so I was like, do it. And she didn't read how to steer.
No, that's not the problem. I've never been good at driving games.
So she had a couple issues. But I went through it, and I did it 3 times now that I knew what it was. I actually read how to steer, because it gives you a little pop-up. This is how you steer. It goes at your mouse. Oh, okay.
I don't have coordination for certain things. I don't know how I drive a car in general sometimes, but
It's a first-person game, that one is. Driving a car in real life.
it is.
Yeah, you gotta avoid all the obstacles.
Yeah, like the people.
Yeah. They're not worth nearly as many points as you were let on in other games. But yeah, HGC is going on. I know you're rooting for a couple teams. One in particular I know of. Who was that? That was what are they called? Fnatic, I think?
Ew! You're a terrible man.
Yeah.
It's Dignitas. And they won today. They won so hard. Actually, I think
who did they
on
beat?
like a complete winning streak.
Yeah, who did they beat today, though?
Who remembers these things?
Let's just say there's a reason I named the name that I did.
It wasn't Fnatic.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah, they crushed Fnatic.
I couldn't remember the name of the team. I just remember it was Dignitas.
It was a stomp. The last game had a 4-level differential, which is kind of like quick match. You go into quick match and you go have like 3 people on one side who know what they're doing and one person on the other who knows what they're doing, and you're like, well, I'm screwed.
Well, them's the breaks, man. Them's the breaks.
It happens.
Their EU. I've always been a fan of them since the beginning, even before Bakery left and everything. They're the kind of team that they won gracefully, and it was just something I liked about them. And once you start liking a team, you kind of like fall in love with them or something. And
she calls me creepy. Once you start liking them, you just kind of fall in love with them. No, that's not how that always works.
All I do is I watch their games, I follow them on Twitter, and I stalk them incessantly, like a normal person.
Oh, okay. Right? Nothing creepy about that at all, then. Okay.
Nothing creepy about that at all. Like, James. So, yeah, even after he left, I still like the team. I thought it would be one of those things where, with all these, what do they call it? The roster apocalypse or whatever, with all these people trading teams, that I'd be like, I don't know who to cheer for, but it's still that team, basically. And they seem in rare form. But if we're going to go over to, like, America, I am liking Heroes Hearth. They feel really good to me, even though they're in 3rd place right now, I believe, unless anything's changed. I don't know, I just like them. And I know Tempo Storm was like number 1, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for an underdog. What can I say?
Yeah, I've given up on NA teams at this point. After the first year and Cloud9 at the time winning, everything just kind of went downhill from there. I've given up on NA doing anything. So EU is our best bet to beat our Korean overlords for pretty much every esport.
Every BlizzCon, it's what I say. It's like we're rooting for the European team until they lose, and then we pick
picking which Korean team. Yeah, which Korean team are we rooting for this year, guys?
I don't know, because their games are on at like 4 a.m, and I'm not watching them.
Yeah, well, I'm still up at that time, so it's fine by me.
Well, I get up for work at that time when I have to work, so.
Yeah, I'm still awake at that time, whether I have to get up early for work or not.
That's terrible.
I have issues with sleeping and actually doing that.
Sleep.
I'll sleep eventually at some point.
They say death is the great sleep.
Yeah, I've done that once. It's not nearly as fun as it sounds.
But, like, you totally wouldn't have to check Twitter, probably, right?
Well, it's called Death Twitter. It has its own.
Oh, God. Is Twitter even in death? I mean,
Yeah.
I assumed Facebook, but...
Well, Facebook is death.
I refuse to get Facebook.
I have it for family, just in case I go out of town. That's my way of letting them know I'm still alive. Check in every couple days. Yep, still alive. That's
I
what
like to surprise my family.
Yeah, I'll just randomly show up at the door. Hi, I'm here. No. Speaking of hi, I'm here. Segue. Overwatch is here. We know this. Funko is here, and we know this. They're the little, Funko Pops that I don't collect because I know me too well to collect them. But Overwatch got a new set of them, including one I really am tempted to get, which is Junkrat. Because it's okay for him to be kind of cutesy, and I don't know. The Reaper one is just too cutesy for me. That's an older one at this point, but everyone's like, "You're gonna get that Reaper one, aren't you?" I was like, "It's kind of too cutesy of a Reaper for me." But the Junkrat one is just the right amount for his character. It makes sense.
But Junkrat is just right. That's what it felt like.
This one's too cute. This one's not cute enough, but this one's just right.
Exactly.
But yeah,
You
I'm tempted to figure out a way to get the Junkrat one. Maybe I'll hit up all my contacts at Blizzard and be like, "Hey, can you send me a Junkrat?"
Hey, guy who washes the windows.
Yeah. Hey, guy who doesn't like working there because you're freaking insane.
There's nobody that's like that.
I don't think there is, but I'm sure there's somebody there who's like, "Oh my god." There's just too many people working there that someone has to be unhappy.
You know what I find a complete shame? Is that Widowmaker skin is phenomenal.
And narrows
I
down
don't
how many of
play
them are there.
The lunar one.
The lunar one? The brand new one?
Yeah. I believe it's brand new. Yeah. It's phenomenal, and I don't play Widowmaker well.
I can. I not often.
It's my skin, though. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Like, am I going to watch you play it?
No.
That's like buying a pretty dress and having, well...
No.
Wear it for.
No. That's just not going to work. For one, I'm like 1.5 feet taller than you, so it just wouldn't fit
You don't know how tall I am. How dare you?
Actually, I do know how tall you are, because I've met you in person, and you stood up at one point. You came up to my shoulder.
Time.
No, you were sitting down
No,
for a
I
lot
did
of...
not.
I met you at the CTR party. You were sitting down for some of it.
No, I was not, because I turned around.
Well, then you're shorter than I am remembered, then, so it still wouldn't fit.
How tall are you?
Over 6.
Over 6. That's an exact number. I'm 5'9".
Okay, so you're about up to here on me then.
I'm pretty tall.
But either way, I could not wear a dress that was made for you. It'd be too small. And I wouldn't wear it anyway.
Thank you, golf professional. I appreciate that. You'll be my witness.
No. I'm just going to say no. But, yeah, Lunar Festival, there's some interesting skins. I know Genji has probably one of the better skins, simply because his Dragon Blade, instead of it being a dragon, turned into, I think it's a fox. And it's another animal either way. But I don't play Genji, so it doesn't matter.
The Year of the Dog with foxes. Sure.
Fox is the kind of dog, technically.
Okay.
It's a canine.
All right.
So technically it fits.
Is there a Year of the Fox?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't keep up on Chinese New Year animal things. I know there's a Year of the Monkey. There's a Year of the Dog, because we're having it.
And a Year of the Rooster, because that was last year.
That was last year, yeah. But beyond those three, I don't know. So,
we're getting a Vulpera.
maybe.
Segue.
Well, just about. The Blizzard World map for Overwatch will be in competitive play next season. Which makes sense. Give people some time to learn it and stuff like that. And since we're talking Overwatch...
I'm sorry, I like that people are putting their heights in the chat. Thank you so much. Now I know where everyone needs to stand when we get together.
From left to right. Since we're talking Overwatch and Overwatch League, right now the finals are on. So if you're not watching Epic Fail Live right now, I completely understand it if you're watching Overwatch League Live. And to no one's surprise, it is, well, kind of surprise, since Seoul Dynasty got booted out of the playoffs entirely. It's London Spitfire versus New York Excelsior. And just as an update for those of you here instead of there, 1-0 New York. Sorry for spoilers if you didn't want to know, but there you have it. So it's ongoing. Just getting ready to start.
If they didn't want spoilers, they would be watching it right now.
They'd be there watching that, not here. Kaplan had did his, dev update and all that fun stuff. Those are always fun. Can't wait for the next Dino Flask video that has whatever he wants Kaplan to say, because those are always amusing.
I like Kaplan.
Everyone likes Kaplan. I don't think there's, everyone who's not a whiny little something likes Kaplan. If he decided to nerf your character, then you might not like him. But it's not just
he's like a dude, He
just he's trying to make the game as good as he can. So
I kind of want to poke him.
I kind of want to see you pinch his cheeks. A couple of pinchy cheeks. Just to see you do it. I think that would be funny.
I'm not going to touch him. I'm not a toucher.
Well, then you can't poke him either.
Well, yeah. But usually when you go to poke somebody, they move out of the way. So it's more like a woo, and then like, ah. There you go. Maybe if we become friends, Jeff Kaplan, we could be friends.
Yes, be her friend so she could poke you.
Now he's going to run away whenever he sees me.
That's not creepy at all. First
You're
she's
like,
in love
I see
with
blonde
Dignitas.
hair.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway,
They're a great team.
Okay. I'm not arguing that. I'm just making a... It's called a throwback comment.
I know what it is.
Anyway, we're going to move on to World of Warcraft time now, because there's tons of stuff last week, this week. We're not going to cover everything, so we're going to kind of go through it. Not entirely horribly quickly, but quicker than normal. First up, anyone who doesn't know this hasn't been paying attention, but the pre-purchase went live last Tuesday. Or was it this Tuesday? It went live. Yeah, it was last Tuesday, because it was in the show notes for this week. Last week. And I believe I called it our last show, 135, 2 weeks ago, where we were going to get the pre-order announcement. Admittedly, it came before the Q&A. And then it was hey, get it now, and not here's a date. But I called it, mostly.
Congratulations.
Yay. Oh, there's a weird tradition of me calling things. Like, I completely predicted how they were going to do Sombra at BlizzCon that year.
Actually, I heard a lot of people predict that.
Yeah, but I think I was the first one. I'm not even kidding on that one, though. I think I really was the first person to say that publicly.
Well, probably not, since they actually did that, so somebody there had to be saying it, right?
Hence why I said publicly, like not internally at Blizzard.
But maybe somebody said it. That's how we all knew.
Maybe that's how I knew, is that person told me about it.
It was blowing in the ether, so...
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, with that pre-purchase, presuming you meet the requirements, 4 of the 6, at the time that we knew of, races for the allied races were available to play. Nightborn, Void Elf, High Mountain Troll, Tauren, not Troll. High Mountain Troll. That's going to be fun. And Lightforged Draenei, because no one cares. Honestly, the one thing I've heard people like that is you can take a drink of your soda on camera. It's fine. It won't be upsetting.
No, I was trying to eat the love rocket. This is a little heart that's like right here.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, the thing I heard most about the Lightforged Draenei is Tapartos from everybody, and I got so sick of it, I just typed in, yeah, he died, and it crushed somebody. It was like, no, it was funny. But anyway, if you haven't grinded the rep out for whatever zone you need, now's the time to do it. It's real easy. Pick the zone that the race is from, with the exception of Void Elf. You have to do Argus. Well, you have to do Argus, so that's where they came from. So it's easy. Do your world quests and all that fun stuff. It'll take a little bit of time, but you'll get it. It'll be cool. Get your Dark Moonfair buff. And then I threw this in here, the Volpera, since you mentioned them earlier. The little fox people that curl up in a ball and they lie on their tail when you
Foxes.
Might question mark be a playable race? Question mark. Blizzard has gone out of their way to be as vague about them as possible, but data mining has shown that they're marked as playable race. But then again, so are the Naga, and we can't play them. So you never know. But if they do, it would make sense, because we know that Draenor Orcs are coming too, because they let that slip during the Q&A.
Is that the playable race you would want?
What? Draenor Orc?
I was going to say the Volpera.
I would play a Volpera, but right now I'm having fun with my Nightborn, who I named Annie Illusion, because I couldn't resist. I was like trying to come up with a name, and then all of a sudden I was like, An Illusion. So I typed in An Illusion, and I was like, that looks a lot like... And I was already a female, because it was an elf, so I had to. I was like, Annie Illusion. And I was like, I hit it, and I was shocked that I got the name. I was like, oh my god! And then I was like, yeah, best name possible for this character. So much so that Azeroth Roundtable even gave me a shout out on their show 2 weeks ago, last week, whenever that was.
They did.
They did, and I wasn't there.
I was there. It was funny.
It was.
Huh.
I made a clip of it because I went back and watched the VOD.
You made a clip of it?
Yeah, I make a clip every time they mention my name.
Really?
Yeah.
And you think I'm stalkery?
No, that's just, so for my own personal records of, they know who I am. Not I love these guys.
They don't know who you are.
Not really, no.
No, not at all.
No.
They're not watching this right now.
No, I know they're not.
They could be.
They could be, but they're not.
But they could be. Whatchamacallit? What was I going to say? Yeah. That was a good name.
That thing. Yeah. And then I made a Void Elf. Because why wouldn't you?
That was, actually, remember when I said I called into their show like a couple of years ago and, fed up with my Worgen Warlock, and they recommended a Panda Monk. So as we were joking around and saying things, John came up with Pandamonkium. So they're like, oh, you got to get that name. So I went to try to get it, and you can't get Pandamonkium. So I made it. It's Panda Monk Yum. So if you say it really fast, it's Panda Monk Yum. And they actually, like, the next time that they saw it, they actually gave me, like, that's pretty good. It's nice. It's cute. Mm-hmm. I have to play that more often.
Yeah. I didn't give my Void Elf a cool name like that. I just went with a book reference. But
books are for nerds.
A lot of my characters, now that I think about it, are references to something. Like my main character is reference to a band because it's an actual word in one of their songs. My mage is named Why So Serious, but it's serious like Sirius Black. And he's a Worgen, so it made sense to me. But yeah, a lot of them have references to something. I made a new hunter, I named him Zim. Yes, it's 3 letters long. Z-I-M, no special characters. And it's a goblin because it's little and green. So I just need to go and hunt something mechanical down and name it Grr. And that's the entire reason why I made it. Just so I could have that reference.
I named my my Blood Elf Rogue after my ex. Not in name, but in personality. I named her Predentare, which is it's Latin for pretentious, and he thought that was funny. Yeah. The end.
I know someone who named their rogue ex-wife because rogues stab people in the back. So I got a kick out of that, and I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, why? Well, clearly you have something against your ex-wife. So, yeah, I have quite a few Harry Potter references, too. Now that I think about it. But those are books. And movies. But they're books.
Yeah, I don't have too many characters, so that's about...
I have a few characters. I have 1,910 max level characters. Not all of them have a great amount of gear on them.
Did you just say 1,900?
1,910s.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, did you just say 1,900? Like, where do you keep them? Where are the bodies?
I'm not admitting anything here, but let's just say there's a reason I live where I do. I always live within a block or 2 of graveyards because no one's going to look in a graveyard for a dead body.
It would seem redundant.
Exactly. But anyway, since we're talking about max level characters and things that happen, I mentioned it earlier, but Valentine's Day event in WoW's going on, which for many people, myself included, is our yearly couple weeks of disappointment of running character after character after character trying to get that freaking mount.
Much like love. That elusive love.
I would say that's the first time anyone sang, but no. I sang someone happy birthday once. I don't recommend ever finding that, and yeah. It's just bad. But anyway, this year, though, a difference happened. Normally, it was any character that could get into the dungeon could go after the mount. But this year, they changed it so level 98 plus only. So instead of my 30, 40 something runs a day I was going to do, yes, I would have done that every day. I only had to do 19, because that's how many characters I had in that level range. So, 19, nope, 19, nope, 19, nope, and on and on and on for the entire 2 weeks. Until February 5th. 5 days ago. The day that the space rocket, completely not gaming related, but the space rocket thing happened. Heavy Falcon, I think is what it was called. Where they launched a car into space. Everyone was happy and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting ready. I was running a little early, which is unusual. So I had a couple minutes. I was going to run a couple of my characters through the Valentine's thing before I had to go head off and help my relatives because the aforementioned surgery stuff before. And I just happened to... I was on one of my multiple max level paladins. And it was my first run of the day. I get in there, I'm just like, okay, get ready to go. And all of a sudden I see a purple that is not a neck. And Wicked, I know you don't know this, but the only things in there that are drops are white items and the necks, which are purple quality, and the mounts. I was like, wait, what? And then when I put it in my bag and I got the achievement, and the guild I was in, I was like, oh my god, congrats! For the record, I was in my Blood of the Scribe character at the time.
Woo! Blood of the Scribe!
The lagging balls guild in the game. They weren't on, so they didn't see it right away, but I got the mount. Yay! I don't have to do that event ever unless I want the XP or whatever other various thing that Blizzard decides to dangle in front of me later. So yay!
You caught that elusive thing called love.
Oh, it was a love rocket. Which, Blizzard, I'm disappointed in you. You should have made that a two-person mount because there are just too many jokes that could have been made if you had done so.
Also, I mean, it being the love rocket...
It makes sense that you would want to have a second person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, come on, get on that. We have a two-person rocket already. Why not make this one a two-person? Or reskin the two-person to, like, that's what this is. That's what this does. It reskins it. I'd do that. That'd be cool. But yeah, I got that. So yay! And I wasn't in the podcast at the time, but apparently Pat Crane and CTR podcast mentioned me getting it on their show. I went back and listened to it after because I was raiding at the time, so I couldn't be there live.
Oh my god, Draven, you're internet famous now.
I know. I get named like in all these podcasts. Heck, I am responsible for half of the names of Tauren Think Tank for the past 100 episodes, or at least half.
Wow.
Like
that's like impressive.
I'm literally, whenever I'm there, they wait on the end of the show, and I give them a list of sometimes funny, sometimes not funny. So you can blame me for the goofy the goofy titles of their shows sometimes, most of the time. It's amusing to me, at least. No one else cares, but yeah. So, yay! I'm done with that. Marconin, I know you still haven't got it. I wish you luck. I believe in you. You'll get it. But that's not the only mount that I have information on.
Bum, bum, bum!
You know that creepy dog that she doesn't like in Heroes? There's another one coming to WoW, or at least on Chinese servers for sure.
That ugly dog.
Oh, it's not quite the same thing though. So it's kind of. It looks kind of, to me at least, like a demon-possessed Saint Bernard, but smaller with fangs. That makes no sense, I realize that. But that's what it looks like to me. But it's a mount. And it's apparently, at least for China, for the Chinese New Year, aka Lunar Festival, it looks like it's going to be in the store. Because it's marked as in-game shop. Will it be Chinese only? Who knows? Usually don't do that though, so I don't know. So I don't know. Hopefully. It's another mount that I could add to my... I have it! I don't use it, but I have it. Because I have a few of those in Warcraft. Like 390 something. So yeah. Have you seen it, Wicked?
No. It's WoW, right?
Yes. Well, I'll tell you. Here's a hint for people who are watching live and probably on the download. I sent Wicked a list with the show notes and all that, and if she would just click the blue lettering indicating it's an actual link, she would actually be able to go to the page and see it.
I still don't like it.
So you have seen it. Why did you lie to me?
I just clicked on it. Why'd you make me a fool,
Does
man?
my description seem fitting, though? Does it seem accurate? A smaller version of a Saint Bernard that looks demon-possessed with fangs.
A smaller version of a Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernards are freaking huge dogs, and this is just a smaller version of it, probably a little bit. It's got fangs. It looks like it's demon-possessed. I mean, I
guess it's sort of Cujo-like.
Well,
Shenzhen, the Divine Sentinel, the encrypted dog mount.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fun.
I like the name, Shenzhen. I can't talk, apparently, or read. I guess it's the reading part that's the problem.
It's both.
Shuzen. What? I am never letting you on the show again. How dare you?
You are never letting me on my show again. Good luck with that.
I have power beyond reason.
You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey. I don't know either.
None of us do.
Huh?
I said none of us do.
I never know what weird things happen in my head. I can't explain it any more than anyone else can, except for crazy. Up last for the new stuff is the quote-unquote friends and family alpha invite waves have begun.
Yay! I got my alpha invite. Did you, Draven?
Wait, you got an alpha invite?
No, I did not. I'm just saying. I just wanted to make you feel bad.
I was gonna cry.
No. Like, you're not even subbed to WoW. How did they give you?
You're not even playing that game. How did you get? So, contrary to popular belief, just because you have a podcast doesn't mean you get in.
Oh, you do not.
No. That being said, I believe Pat Crane, Scott Johnson probably has one.
Scott has one, yes.
I figured he did. He
just couldn't get it to load.
I mean, if you have a really popular podcast, such as CTR, The Instance, that kind of thing, you probably got it if you were opted in and they just handed it to you. But my level, our level here at Epic Fail, that doesn't mean we're going to get it.
I feel like people who've gotten it before tend to get it again, too.
Yeah. Well, that being said, I did not get in on Monday or Tuesday whenever it went live. I was mid-raid. We were taking our break. We were in between pulls. I just happened to check my email because I got the little ding notification. I got a new email. I was like, oh.
Ding, Fraser done. Ding, Fraser done.
Ding, Fraser done. And so I checked my email, and I saw it was from Blizzard. I was like, I know my time is not about to expire. I still have a while yet. So I clicked it, and then I saw a picture of the orc versus the human, and I was like, what? And I looked, and you have been invited. I was like, what? So I'm fully going to blame Lore, who clearly has plenty of keys to give away. No. Who, there was a Twitter thing going on between, he just was like, guys, I don't have keys, stop it. So he changed his Twitter, the background, the header, to I have no keys, stop asking, I'm busy with other things, leave me alone. So I just completely washed it off, with MS Paint, and threw in, I have tons of alpha keys, feel free to ask me. And he just kind of, I can just see it now, he probably just completely face palmed at me, like, why do you do this? And then I was like, no, he doesn't have keys. It was just something to pick on him about, because I do that from time to time.
Time to time.
Yeah, every now and then I will pick on him. But so it was either he was a good sport about me picking on him. I don't think it was lore. Or back at BlizzCon 2015, I've told this story before. I got into the Overwatch beta by chance. And by that I mean before the opening ceremonies, I told the story on the show before, but before the opening ceremonies, I got up to get a drink because I was thirsty, because that would be why you would get a drink. And I happened to there's these people here. I thought they were a couple. They weren't. And they were just talking, and I joined in the conversation and all that fun stuff. And then he's like, "What do you think about Overwatch?" I was like, "I don't know. I haven't played it because I'm not in." He's like, "Really? What's your email?" I'm like, I just kind of look at him like, "I'm not giving you my account information, dude. You're some random guy." And then he shows me his Blizzard employee badge. And I'm just like, "Oh." So I got in completely by chance by being nice to random people and then finding out later that one of them was a Blizzard employee. And then I gave him my account information and said, "Okay." And then...
And the moral of the story is...
Don't be a jerk. And give your account information to random people. That's a great idea.
And I'd like to blame Lagging Balls for the fact that I wasn't going to say jerk.
Yeah. But I that's what I'm saying. I think it was because of that interaction that I know that's why I got into Overwatch, but I think that's why I also got into some of the other betas that I've gotten into since. Is that put me on a list for some reason, and it wasn't just for Overwatch. So,
like I said, once you get on the list, you're kind of like in this barrel of monkeys.
I mean, I'm on the list to get the stuff, but not maybe.
It's not indefinite. It's just you're in the barrel. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like
they're gonna pick numbers out of the barrel, and you're in the barrel. There you go. You could be on the bottom.
Yeah, I was number 666, so. It's only fitting that that'd be the number I got. Come on.
Mine's 13, so, there you go.
Mine would be 13 on a Friday. Someone asked me what my lucky number was. I said 13, but only on Friday. Well,
13 is always unlucky. That's the point of 13. Don't make me go into my genre knowledge.
Okay. I won't make you do anything. That would be weird. Okay, anyway. Unless you have anything else, that's going to wrap up the show. But before, I'm going to pause here dramatically and to see if you have anything you want to add to anything that we've discussed so far today.
I don't think so. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Okay. Well then, as usual, we have, shout outs and how to contact us in social media and such like that. So you're the guest. You're also, I'm presuming, a lady.
Jeez, thanks.
Insider joke, guys. It's okay. So you get to go first. Do you have any shout outs? And also, how do people get a hold of you social media wise?
Oh man, I didn't know I could do shout outs. I can't talk anymore. Criminy. Shut up. You were the worst.
I didn't say anything. I was simply looking at the show notes, and there's literally a section that is labeled segment shout out / contact.
Yeah, there was like 3 words together. I didn't read all of them. It was in orange. I don't know what any of this means. You're welcome for the completely professional show. People listening and watching.
I'm going to give you a hint. You're used to it.
Do you want to do your shout outs first then?
No, you're the guest. You have to go I mean, I'll come back to you if you would rather, but
well, that was the point of me asking you, but
fine. I will give my shout-outs. Well, I kind of already didn't I? Shout-outs to Azeroth Roundtable and CTR and Torrent Think Tank for letting me name their show too, but their shout-outs to me. And clearly I have to give a shout-out to my guest who was unnecessarily nervous to be here. I don't get it. But, it's fine. It's her first time on a podcast, which kind of surprised me, actually, with everything you're helping out over at the Frog Pants people.
You don't, Man, I was going to come up with a good analogy, but I can't. It's like you're not going to ride a bull right out of the barn. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Does
so
it?
It completely fits. Okay. For the show we've got, that completely works. As for getting a hold of me, at Draven Dresden, because I'm totally original and witty and stuff. But I have another show, which I also mentioned earlier, Heroes Never Die, Overwatch. It's with Totem. We do that every week. Next one will be here in a few days. We're coming up on a number 100 over there. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what he's planning because he hasn't told me yet. But I am the bad comic relief over on that show too. I just don't host. That seems to be my job. Bad comic relief. I'm going to put that on my Twitter. Bad comic relief. So yeah. Are you ready now?
I guess.
Okay, so shout-outs and contact stuff.
I'm going to give you a shout-out for letting me be on the show. That was a very nice thing. I really appreciate it.
Well,
and I'm unnecessarily nervous about everything, so,
Well, don't get used to me being nice. You know me well enough to know it only happens on occasion.
Yeah, on every occasion.
No.
So...
On occasion, not every occasion. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yes, golf professional. I'd like to give a shout out to Core. Yes, Core is the Heroes of the Storm podcast that I love, and it is a great show on the Frog Pants Network, which I am a moderator for. So you should go on to Frog Pants. I'm giving them a shout out. Like, he needs it, right? And come to the chat room. I'm there. Or if you want to go to Azeroth Roundtable, I'm also there. Or the Heroes of the Storm podcast, Lords of the Storm, I actually also do moderation for them. And they are an awesome group of guys. I've basically covered myself head to toe in Heroes of the Storm people because they keep me warm with the best game ever, basically. So those guys are really great, all of them together. Now I'm starting to ramble.
But there's a problem. Lords of the Storm is on raid night.
I don't raid.
Okay.
Core's on the same night.
Yeah, but it's earlier in the day, so it's okay.
It's 2 hours earlier.
Okay, it's still 2 hours. You missed the joke. You missed the joke, though. There's an ongoing joke between Lagging Balls and them about it being Lords of the Storm night or raid night. Oh,
yeah. And then it's a running joke that Scott switched to Wednesdays. And there you go. So now there's supposed to be an epic battle between the Core guys and the Lords of the Storm guys because they keep fighting. They
must all hate each other.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
It's impossible. Like, I feel like I'm being torn apart basically most of the time.
Well, it's because that creepy dog keeps trying to come at you and
lick my face.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, come on down. I love having new people in the chat. It's an amazing show and amazing community too. What else? Am I missing anything? I don't think so.
Okay. Well, how do
if I am, I apologize.
How do how do people get a hold of you, like on Twitter or anywhere else, social media wise, that you want to promote?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm on Twitter at WickenKitten13. And I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/WickenKitten13. I will probably be on sometime after this if it's not too late. Send them to your Twitter. Thanks. Yeah, I stream almost exclusively Heroes of the Storm, but sometimes other stuff. And I was just recently made an affiliate, so that's kind of awesome. So yet again, I love people in the chat, people to talk to while I play this game and try to figure out what the hell I'm doing in it. Yeah, so.
Okay. Fair enough. The obligatory stuff that I've got to do then is, well, this time it's something new. Website. The provider is having issues, so our website is currently unavailable. Short version, they tried to double charge me and I disputed and they threw a fit. So currently looking for somewhere else to host it. So it's going to be down for a bit, but it'll be back. YouTube is still going, all that fun stuff. So it'll be Patreon. If you decide to go to patreon.com/podcastepicfail, you want to throw some money at the show, that's fine. I won't understand your decision, but I will gladly say, okay, thank you. Special shout out to Norman, because reasons. Discord, show has a Discord, bit.ly/epicfail Discord. Once again, it's because I'm incredibly imaginative, so everything kind of stays roughly the same. Yeah. And then the 100% legal obligation I have to do for the show, because of the opening song that I have, is music is from bensound.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Plus,
Ben says it at the end.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of really cool stuff over there. It was really hard for me to pick the one I did pick, but there is like a bunch of them. I was like, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. But I had to pick one, and I like this one, the one I chose the most. So, thank you. And then we have one last tradition for the show. And Wicked, do you have any last words for the show? Okay, giggles work.